Basically, I have graduated from University of Mumbai. There was an affiliated college, St. Francis, in electronics and telecommunication background. After that, I started working as a data analyst in LTI Mindtree. And after a few years in the same company, I changed to data engineer. And it's been almost 3.7 years that I'm working. And recently, 8 months back, I have made a switch to Tiger Analytics as a senior software engineer. Basically, as I come from electronics and telecommunication background, it's a bit difficult to cope up in the real world wherever these kind of knowledge is actually required. Being a data analyst, I had few seniors who were working on data engineering kind of a things, more of a software engineering tools. So I got a like kind of kick that I should also start exploring these things, because some or the other day those things as well will come into my hands and I'll have to work upon it. So having a good understanding and hands-on experience will definitely help me. That made me like finding out a good course or a good hands-on course that can help me out. My main goal was to move it more of a software engineer or a data engineer. Why? Because being a data analyst was not giving me the actual exposure of working on a real world projects. Basically, I was working on projects which were majorly work like using a reporting tool or the consumption tool with some data and SQLs, but I wanted to work in a project where complete like development environment is there. You have to code it in an IDE. You have to have a proper Git and GitHub like for control, version control, and you have a particular deployment to a cloud platform. So all these things were the major kick for me to actually start working upon them, because that is the actual future. I won't say data analyst is not the future, but I was getting a more of an interest on that side, and that's when I saw the Crio CEOs one of the video that how they were explaining the HTTP and REST APIs concepts in a bit more simpler and practical way. That's the reason I have chose Crio, and I believe that they will actually help me gaining those software engineering skills which might help me to achieve my goal. Like the experiences revolve around the data structure and algorithm. Basically, as there is not specifically I use any data structure algorithm in day-to-day life, but the ability of problem solving or thinking about a computer science problem comes with the help of practicing more and more DSA questions. And there in Crio, I had actually did more than 100 questions, because of which I have got a Crio DSA Champ notebook as well. And other than that, I had worked upon some real world projects like backend projects. I was from the backend course, and I had did few projects where I have actually used concepts like Docker, Visual Studio Code. We had used GitLab. So all these things helped me to like build an API at the end of the day and get to know like the complete exposure. Okay, when I'm going to go in the in a particular company, and if they give me these sets of requirements, this is how I'll have to work upon. Most of the time I used to try by myself to actually try to resolve it, but if I wasn't able to, if there were few concepts that I might not be able to know about, or few of the things which might not be obviously available in the PPT, so I used to go to the mentors and they used to really help me out. Max to max, they used to take 1 day of time because they are also busy with lots of things. So but the maximum time that they actually took is not more than 1 day, and all the mentors that were provided, including the DSA and the backend mentors, were really helpful in the overall completion of the course. Yeah, it's going great actually. So coming from a data analyst background, moving to a data engineering or more of a software engineering background is really making me feel like where I wanted to be heading my future career towards. Majorly, I've been working upon projects where a lot of automations happen. We build data platform for different data teams. Basically, there is something called a concept of data marts. So we build a platform using lots of different technologies like Python. We use Java as well. We use Airflow. We use Docker. And we use the Kubernetes for deployment. So all these things is what I actually dreamt for, and I have got most of the concepts learned from Crio, being helping me out to like do these day-to-day activities in a more efficient way. I would suggest everyone to first of all focus on problem solving. Don't jump to software engineering tools or like developing an API or something. That is also very much important, but I'll suggest people to first do problem solving. That will increase your ability to code out any solution in an efficient manner. Once you're good with problem solving, you should start moving towards design patterns, like knowing for a particular requirement how you will design and how you are going to like achieve that particular solution for that. So once you're done with problem solving, you're knowing the design pattern of how you want to develop in a real world something, and that's how you are going to move towards like developing API. And these extra tools like Git and GitHub is something that you can easily learn. So it is not going to take much time. More focus on problem solving would be the first thing. Learning how to design something would be a second thing. Focusing on your code structures. Actually, there is one more thing that people lose the touch upon is writing a clean code and having a clean architecture. So add like write a proper code with proper comments and use proper naming conventions. These all things in companies, big companies really matter a lot. So just focus on these 3 to 4 things and you'll be good to go.